is Annette with Sun to Shine Astrology and Tarot, and welcome to Self-Care Sunday. Every Sunday I put out a video to help you prepare your energy for the week ahead, and we are going to be talking about the week of February 14th through the 21st. We have a very active sky. It's filled with transitioning energy because we will be moving out of the Sun in Aquarius and moving into the Sun in Pisces. Now these are very different energies, and I feel like that's why the pressure is going to be on this week. And so I just want to go into some of the days that I felt that stood out. So on February 14th, which is Sunday, Mercury in Aquarius, which is in retrograde, is going to align with Jupiter in Aquarius. Now when Mercury and Jupiter align, that is a very intense conversation about closure. And it will expand something that definitely needs to be resolved in your immediate environment. This day is filled with tons of squares, guys. I mean, it is a very push, pull, shovey kind of day and energy. And I feel like the pressure is going to be on for many people to face some of their fears. Face some of the things that they don't want brought out in the open. I feel like a lot of truths will be told on this day. And I think part of it is going to be brought out in some strange and unusual way, and it's going to be uncomfortable for many. I think if you are caught in those negative vibes, it's going to be a crazy day. Now all week we are going to have Mars in Taurus. It's going to be in a square with the Sun in Aquarius / Pisces. It's going to be square with Jupiter in Aquarius, square with Venus in Aquarius, beautiful sextile, however, in Neptune and Pisces, and a trine with Pluto and Capricorn. Also, Neptune in Pisces is going to be in a sextile with Mars and Taurus, and a sextile with Pluto and Capricorn. Now, before we start talking about this week in depth, because I feel that for many, we don't realize how we stand in our own way of progression. For many of us, it's just our sheer will to stay in a comfort zone, no matter how toxic, detrimental, or destructive that comfort zone is. It's comfortable. We understand it, and so we stay. I feel like this energy is pushing you, in fact, shoving you to move past that resistance. And it's hard because it's like massaging out a stiff muscle. It's painful, it hurts, but when you're massaging, you're putting in blood flow and circulation is being increased, and the healing can happen faster. But initially it's a painful experience, and that's kind of what I feel like this week is going to be. There's magic in this week and beauty in this week. This energy is probably some of the most beautiful manifesting energy I've seen in a long time. Then on February 17th, Saturn in Aquarius will square exactly Uranus and Taurus. Now, this is a tough energy because this to me suggests that you are absolutely rigid and stuck. Like it feels very obstinate for people in the negative energy. Now you have to understand, Uranus and Taurus, that's a fixed sign. Saturn in Aquarius, it's a fixed sign. It's fixed, it's rigid. Holding your ground, I feel like, for some people in this energy. Also, the Sun in Aquarius, it's going to be in 29 degrees. That's a critical degree. It's right before it enters into Piscean energy. So you've got this highly analytical Sun transferring into this magical Piscean energy. And that's tough because I feel like what some of you guys are being asked to embrace, possibly on the 17th or around that day, is something that you normally wouldn't entertain. There's some chaotic element to it that you're just very frustrated with because you saw this day going in a different direction. And all of a sudden it veered and it went into a completely opposite direction, which that can be frustrating for anybody to suddenly have to divert. It's very, very uncomfortable for Taurian energy. I feel like this has a lot to do with places that we fear most. And it could be because for some of us, progression changes everything. Saturn suggests that there's something that's out of alignment. There's something that needs structure, or it needs some sort of time management. Something is not right. And so when Saturn and Uranus align, there's a chaotic element that you guys need to get under control. And that's just the universe's way of saying, hey, over here, it's a hot mess. We need to go fix that. We need to go develop a system. We need to organize that. It needs to get under control in some way. But Saturn in Aquarius is also conjunct Jupiter in Aquarius, conjunct Mercury in Aquarius, which is in retrograde, but it is sextiling Chiron in Aries. Also, Neptune in Pisces is in this beautiful sextile with Mars in Taurus and Pluto in Capricorn. So for some of you guys that are trying to make a plan, you're trying to fix something in your life, you're trying to identify the areas that need some extra attention, and you are trying to manifest something different for yourself as well as the people in your life, you are going to find this to be quite a magical day, because there is so much energy helping you and assisting you to get the things under control that need to get under control. Now, on February 18th, the Sun enters Pisces. So all this week we have this Aquarius stellium, and this energy is fixed. It's an air energy, but it's a very masculine energy, which masculine energy is action-oriented energy. So we have Saturn, Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus all in Aquarius. And that's a stellium. So that's a tremendous amount of energy focusing you on what Aquarius energy is. How do we network? What are our social circles? What type of internet persona do we have? It's a time where you really start to think about the digital world as well and what you want to manifest there. You know, if you want some sort of online presence, if you want some sort of networking presence, you usually visit that. It's a place where you get a little cosmic, about your bad self. Like, it's not so grounded in this physical realm. It has to connect to that elevated purpose, that elevated mind. You tend to go on a deep dive in something when we get into Aquarius season. And so the stellium, with all this energy, has stirred up something in you. So when we get into the Sun in Pisces energy, that's where you can start to manifest that idea that you had in Aquarius season, that innovative idea or that progressive mindset or that goal that you kind of were cooking in Aquarius energy. But it's a difficult transition because we go from this very analytical, realistic, detached energy into Piscean energy, which is everything but that. So Piscean energy is magical. It is the world of the subconscious. When we dive into the subconscious mind, we are lurking around in some pretty murky depths. A lot of us get more tired. We tend to pull back around this time of year. What really gets highlighted and spotlighted in our lives is our creative purpose. What is our cumulative goal? Why are we here? The big questions. What do we feel most inclined to be compassionate and loving about? What can we do to make a difference? I mean, the big, big questions. But we also connect more emotionally to this realm. So we go from this analytical world where we're kind of like a little computer into this deep dive into the feelings that it takes to manifest. Because yeah, you can look at something in the material realm and you can want it. But in order to manifest it, you've got to feel it. And I think that's the reason why they're sister signs, is to take something that's just a concept or an idea and put some feeling behind it, because the feeling is what manifests it in your life. So on the 18th, there's some pretty intense opposition on this day, because this is Aquarius stellium is going to be in a really tough squares with Mars and with the moon being in Taurus. I think what's hard when we get into energy like this, as we're moving into the sun in Pisces, if we're intensely activated on a sensory level and it's negative, it's a shove, it's a push in some way, then what that does usually is spotlight areas in your life where you need to self-soothe, you need to be alone, you need to focus on yourself. And with all of these squares on February 18th, Piscean energy is forced to face something about their reality. That's not optimum. That's a shove, it's a push. Something they don't want to face, because Piscean energy can sometimes avoid those crucial areas, those hard questions, those tough situations, because they're really sensitive. This will be something that you are sensitive about. So understand that when you're getting this shove and this push and this opposition to handle this part of your life, that simply means that it is an area in your life where there's some sort of obstacle or resistance, and the Piscean energy is being activated to creatively come up with a solution in that area. But you have to kind of look at it that way, because otherwise it just feels like you're a hot mess and you're overly sensitive and you can't get control of your feelings. A lot of people will deep dive into some drugs and alcohol right about that time, because they have to avoid it. It's uncomfortable to feel. Finally, the other day that I wanted to talk about was February 20th, and this is when Mercury goes direct. Now, Mercury doesn't go immediately direct and then life is just better. It takes a minute to speed up, so don't be impatient with it. But it is just a time there feels like hope, or there feels like, doesn't feel like you're quite there yet, but it feels like you're going in that direction. So when Mercury, it goes direct, it is in this trine with the North Node that is going to be in Gemini, and then there's a trine there with the Moon in Gemini. Now, the Moon and the North Node, when Mercury goes direct, are in the same degree. That is an emotional emphasis on the direction that you need to move in. You're going to feel it on a deeply emotional level, is what I'm trying to say. So when Mercury in Aquarius goes direct, the North Node and the Moon are going to be in the same degree, and they're going to be in this trine. So you're going to be emotionally drawn to a specific route that you need to go, a way that you need to move. It's going to be something that stimulates you in your immediate environment, and it's going to be something that will help you find the way out of a situation, or will help you understand something, or may even help you define something that is going on in your immediate environment. And all of this is to push you north. It's to help point you in the direction that you need to go in. So as Mercury starts to speed up, we'll start to see a lot more clarity. We'll start to detach from this emotional energy, and we'll start to process things that we need to get done. When you have the Sun in Pisces, you will then be able to creatively come up with some solution to what Mercury is telling you that you need to dive into. This is where it gets fun, because if some of you are really open to sitting in front of a blank canvas and painting a new outcome, or looking at a goal and trying to plan a way to get there, and you're really in that energy, then you're going to find this to be a really exciting time, because it's almost kind of fun. Life is all about the paths that we take, and the roads that we take to get to a specific destination. And sometimes it's the journey that is the most exciting part. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching. Much love to all of you. And just go out there and be the beautiful, progressive, wonderful change you guys want to see in the universe. This is Annette with Sun to Shine Astrology and Tarot, and welcome to Self-Care Sunday. Every Sunday I put out a video to help you prepare your energy for the week ahead. And this week we are going to be covering February 14th through the 21st. Now on February 14th, Mercury, which is in Aquarius, that is retrograde, is going to align with Jupiter in Aquarius. It is going to be conjunct Venus in Aquarius and Saturn in Aquarius, squaring Mars and Uranus. Then on February 17th, Saturn in Aquarius is going to be in an exact square with Uranus and Taurus. At this time, the Sun is going to be in its critical degree of 29 degrees in Aquarius. Then on the 18th, the Sun will enter Pisces. And when this happens, the Sun in Aquarius is going to be in a square with Mars in Aquarius. And then on the 20th of February, Mercury in Aquarius goes direct. So we have a pretty intense week. Now all week long, Mars in Taurus is going to be in a square with the Sun, Mercury in Aquarius, Venus in Aquarius, and Jupiter in Aquarius. We also still have that beautiful sextile with Neptune and Pisces going to be sextiling Pluto in Capricorn and sextiling Mars in Taurus. So I was laying there this morning and I was thinking about the transfer of energy from Aquarius into Pisces energy, and I just got this tremendous download of where do I feel inspired? So I'm going to ask you that question. Where do you find inspiration right now? How do you find inspiration? How do you see and find the magic in every day? Where are you the most hopeful right now? And where are you the most hopeless? And I feel like if you can answer those questions, I feel like you can discover how this week is going to go for you. Now, if you're hopeful, and you can find the magic in every day and you're inspired right now, then I think you're going to have a beautiful, magical week filled with lots of energy that is going to be progressive, because as by the end of this week, Mercury in Aquarius will go direct. Now, it doesn't speed up initially right away, but it is an amazing energy. How can you be inspired in a world where the physical realm is so chaotic and messy? And how can you detach and believe in something that is idyllic in a time like this? So you guys chose the moon card here, and this is the Good Tarot. And I like that the moon is emphasized for you guys, because that's the exact question that the moon has for everybody. Is there is an energy that we see during the day, an energy that we see during the night. The night is filled with shadow, and it is filled with assumptions, and it is filled with mystery, and it is filled with the illusion, the way that light bounces off of everything. And so I feel like for you, the moon is trying to show you things in a different way, in a different light, and from a different perspective. And you're going to have to be open to that almost kind of lunacy that moon's energy can bring about, because you see things you normally don't see when the moon's energy is shining in a different way. Now, to me, the moon is always a magical energy, and it's filled with emotion, and you usually swim around in the murky depths of that subconscious mind when you are exploring the moon's energy. So let's take a look at the cards that we chose for you guys today. You guys have the Elk's energy. That's an earth-based energy, and we do have a lot of energies just crazy in earth energy in a square. And so the Elk's energy to me suggests time is an issue. I look at the antlers and I see that it took a long time for this level of maturity, for this level of awareness, for this calmness to come over you. I mean, there's almost an acceptance between the moon's energy and this Elk's energy of whatever you see during this time. I think you're very, very grounded in reality about it. So, okay. So your guys' T for the week is success. And I feel like everybody defines success in a different way. I define success by being able to maintain my inner peace and exist and be present in the material realm. So maybe some of you have this emotional situation that you're trying to ground in reality, and you're trying to approach it on a very realistic mindset and create something successful from it. You guys have desk, and it says pay attention to your work. So some of you may be very focused on getting things under control, and I feel like that's a way to ground the moon's energy and to not have you get lost in the emotion and get triggered by the subconscious realm, is by being very, very grounded in reality. You guys have the ring here, and it says a marriage will take place, either romantic or business. This has been coming up, and there's so many cards, and this comes up a lot about people's commitments that they're making right now, love, romance, because whenever we go into a Pisces sun, it's all about love and romance. In fact, Pisces are very romantic, idyllic, in an idyllic way anyway. Kangaroo, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. And then you guys have cobweb. It says protected from negative forces beyond your control. So I think some of you, because I'm looking at the web we weave, and I'm looking at this unsettled times and work and commitment. So some of you, I'm feeling very much so, because this is a very kind of Piscean, Neptunian kind of feel to this reading. I feel like some of you guys are really aligning with, you need to get to work. You need to put in the time at working at something really hard. You're trying to get something under control. You're very, very immersed in this material and physical realm, which is fine. But there's this like emotional component that I'm sensing here. You guys have parenting, 63. So I am feeling very much like this has a lot to do with your home life, something in your physical realm. When I see parenting and I see the 6 and the 3, I see that you're trying to deal with things that are at home, having to deal with family, having to deal with communication within the family. There's a lot that you guys are talking about and planning and trying to process. It could be career-based stuff. When I see the Elk's energy, I think of Taurus energy, and that's all about the things we want to possess, where we want to live, and what our futures are going to be like, making those goals and making those plans. But that's because it's on an instinctual level too. It's on an internal level that you are really thinking about that. Oh gosh, here's your soul card. And this soul card suggests to me that there's a lot going on in the mind. There's a stimulation in the mind. Maybe the way that you guys are processing this transition in energy it's a very internal process for you. The moon can suggest an internal process. And even though you're managing your physical realm, I feel like internally you guys are also managing a lot. So there's a lot of things on your mind. I feel like the way that this felt to me is like you've been held back and restrained, and you've been thinking a lot about how you want to progress. So I'm going to go ahead and use the little Astro dice here. It's always fun to add these. So we definitely have Capricorn energy. We have I think this one is the actual 6th house. And we have a Mars-based energy here. So again, I felt like this was Earth-based energy. This is Earth-based energy. We have the 6th house work here, which is Earth-based energy is the opposition of water-based energy. It's the opposition of the moon, so Virgo and Pisces. So there's this dilemma, this polarity between you're caught in the feels, but there's a lot going on in the physical realm that you need to get under control, and you really you feel compelled to take some action. That may be difficult. You may fall into the squares of still there's a resistance. Now we have to wait for Mercury, which is in retrograde, and even though it's going to go direct, it takes a teeny bit for it to speed on up, back up. So there is that initial, you have all these ideas and you want to do something with them, but there's still a little bit of resistance that can cause you to get a little bit frustrated with the physical realm. There could be some delays in the physical realm this week. There could be some things that you want to move forward with. There's a delay. I'm feeling a delay. Yeah, deep dive. Whoops. My bad. Sorry about that. So these energies together, look at them. You guys are really diving deep into the mind. This feels like the murky depths of the mind, the subconscious realm. We have dream. So music, sing the song of your soul and dance to your unique rhythm. I'm going to tell you something that I have about that because I want to tell you something about that because something happened to me today that I think is beautiful, and I'll share it with you. So look beyond the surface. Avoid becoming distracted by the surface issues. Focus on the underlying motivation, cause, or beauty in a situation. Seek ways to bring depth to your world. You have a lot of deep dive-in cards here. Wow. Beautiful. Don't do it. Okay, you have unplug. Oh, I'm getting such a strong vibe from your reading. And because we are dealing with Piscean energy and we're leaving something behind and we're culminating on something as far as in the sun's energy, as we're moving into the sun and Pisces energy, I wanted to see what kind of past ghosts are hanging around. And so I chose the Ghost Tarot, and this is the 10 of Pentacles. And then let's take a look at psychologically the home. Yeah, I did get a home vibe for you guys. So let's take a look at this. First of all, the deep dive that I'm feeling is very Piscean, and the Piscean world is a world where we manifest and we create from, and we become co-creators of our reality. It is where non-reality and reality meet. And so even though you have this earth-based physical realm grounding you in reality, you're wanting to manifest something and look at things a little bit on the deeper side of it. And you're wanting to get to a situation that's a little bit more idyllic. And so it definitely has something to do with the things that make you comfortable. So that would be your home, your family, your work, things that you need to get under control. And I'm feeling like this desire to get things under control, but there's this also deeply internal deep dive going on in energy. And the thing I wanted to talk to you about regarding music is I felt very frustrated with the physical realm. It did not go in a direction I wanted it to go in.
and I was disheartened by the lack of compassion and love and humanity in the world. And I put on this magical song, which I will link in this video, and it is stunning because it pulls me out of, well, of course I don't like this reality. I don't want to accept reality the way it is. And so this music can pull you out and help you dive deep into the emotional realm, which it looks like you're being asked to do. Unplug from reality, shut out multimedia devices, like shut them off. Make sure that they don't get in your energy field right now, because I feel like they're super toxic and you're emotional and you've got a lot to figure out on an internal level. And it's hard when you're a parent or you're responsible for other people. That's what I'm feeling here. It could be a spouse, it could be kids, it could be your parent that you are responsible for, but I feel like you're very responsible for other people right now and you're trying to figure things out. And I feel like that's where I feel like that's frustrating for you, because you're looking for resources too. I'm hearing that you need resources. This 10 of Pentacles energy, this ghost from the past, this is letting go of the way that we thought things were going to go regarding our home and family situation. This is accepting that we need to get things under control, and that you had this almost idyllic picture of what home and family situations were supposed to look like and dynamics in home and families. And I think that you become very grounded in reality, that's your reality is nothing like what you pictured or hoped or dreamed it would be. And some of us get on the more pessimistic side of energy when we fall away from that idyllic picture and we get that reality check. And I feel like some of you may be like feeling that energy a bit. So let's take a look at the charms here. Music is just unplugging from reality and diving into a musical realm is really good for you. Creating, painting, drawing, woodworking, like anything where you work with your hands, where the work is, it gives you like a sense of accomplishment, is going to be very good for you. Okay. All right, guys, let's take a look here. This is Big Ben. So this could be like, and I'm feeling like a past-based energy from this Big Ben's energy here. Let me just make a little room. Okay, so I'm feeling like the way things were always done, like back in the past, this is the way that I grew up. Or I'm feeling like some of you are very reflective about like the way you grew up, or the way that you remember things from your past, like very consumed with it. And as we're releasing the past or something from our past, and as we're moving forward with Mercury going direct, I feel like leaving something behind always comes up around this time. And it feels very much like, I don't know, maybe you guys had a different life at one time and you have to let that go. Or maybe you guys had you guys were building a home in a specific way, in a specific place, or you were working on specific goals with your home and family. You have to let that go, because it's something that can never manifest and never be. And that's just the reality of it. This is a bee, and it's just, you might dive this week to distract yourself into work. Sometimes we feel like we have more power if we do that, if we just start to really dive into our responsibilities, because that would be the sun in Pisces. The opposing energy of that would be Virgo. So getting something in order, something organized, something like that. We have O here. But O to me suggests a circular pattern, like a pattern. And we have H. So we literally have like O. yeah, we have H and we have home and all this home and family stuff. So you definitely have stuff going on. There could be some legal issues, some legal things, some contracts you guys need to figure out. There could be some legal situations that come up. There could be something coming up with the police, something coming up with the law. A lot of times what happens is we may have to deal with something on a legal level when I see that. We have this cute little seahorse here, and that to me suggests the delicacy of your emotions right now. Like, seahorses are very delicate, and if you've ever tried to have like a seahorse as a pet, like they have to have very specific conditions, and I feel like you're under a strain right now, and you're very delicate on an emotional level deep down. You don't let people see it, obviously, but it's in the mind. You're dealing with a little bit of mental stress. And whenever I see the plunger, I think of things we need to unclog from our energy. We need to break free. So our energy has been clogged up because Mercury was in Aquarius and it was in retrograde. So we're all clogged up in energy like that. Okay, guys, let's take a look at, whoops, the light seer deck here. So I heard for you guys, here's what I heard as a clear, is be careful of the distractions. When we get into a sun in Pisces, we can easily get distracted off of every little thing, and that's why it's telling you to unplug and keep things simple. The Earth's energy is saying, please keep it simple. Focus on only one thing at a time. That's what I heard. We have the Hanged Man. We have the Six of Pentacles, and we have the Ten of Pentacles again. Let's talk a little bit about that because I find that very interesting. So this is the end of the week, midweek, and beginning of week. Let's make sure you got that all in the shot. Yep. So you have something about your past. So as we transition, this will be the end of the week. So Mercury, which is in Aquarius, it goes direct at the end of the week. There's something that you need to let go of in the physical realm. It's like something from your past that is hanging on, preventing you from feeling this level of satisfaction. Sometimes that's just we idealized a specific thing and, we can't ever achieve that or get that, and I'm just feeling like you're frustrated. It could be, I'm seeing this could be people from the past, this could be family members, this could be situations that like generational things that are coming up, something that you need to solve in order to move forward. So it's a progression this week. I see here we have this Hanged Man. You might be a little bit in the feels. You guys have a very Piscean kind of vibe and Neptunian kind of vibe. So I'm feeling like some of you just might be a little bit reserved. I'm seeing that as well. Like some of you are kind of holding back. You need some time alone. Because of this unplug, you need to recharge here. Definitely. I'm feeling that big time. All right, guys, let's see what. I'm going to leave the best video below because, like, dang. Okay, here we go. All right, guys. Oh, you have a little, oh, he's a little guy. Oh, you guys have a little rose. When we start out the week, there's going to be a beautiful, oh, I see. Oh my gosh. Here's the very, sorry, I'm getting distracted. You guys are going to have to deal with me because when I channel Piscean energy, I get easily distracted. I can't help it. But lips. And then I saw the rose here. So you guys may have love and family and connections, but lips, something about somebody's lips, like when you talk or when they talk, either they stare at your lips or you stare at theirs, but I'm seeing you guys like watching their lips And so you may be very into like smiles too. You may get vibes off of like expressions. Like you pay attention to people's expressions. I see a ton of something. That's interesting. I'll wait with that vibe. Okay, guys. I can't right now. We're just gonna spell this but not spell it. I don't know. You guys are flirty and I don't know, being physical is very important. I hear I love you tons. That's what I hear. But I did say that. I'm sorry. And I'm seeing like the horned god, of the forest. Sorry. I can't help what I see. I heard you're tripping. That's what I hear. Going on a trip or going on a trip like drugs. Like, I don't know. Sorry if these are going to be inappropriate, but I'm just going purely off of what I feel. DIY. Some of you may get inspired by, I just saw like being crafty with things that are like earthy. Some of you guys may like to like do crafty things with your hands. That's really good in energy like this to kind of level you out and keep you guys kind of like in a good place mentally. Some of you guys may be trying to decide which way to go. I heard that. Could be you may be planning a trip and you may be deciding on which trip to take. Some of you, this may be like a romantic getaway, a place where you can unplug. I see here, you may want to take the family away from things that are, or you may just need to detach and go somewhere, because I'm seeing like give and receive, this unplug. I'm feeling like you really need to recharge for sure. I saw fat and a ton. I don't know if some of you have some body image issues. We all put on a COVID-10, so don't worry about it. I did hear that. I'm also hearing this too, and I'll show you. I heard first things first. So before you get to a point, I think you need to take a look at something. So you're like, first things first, let's do this, or let's take this action, or whatever. Isn't that crazy that we don't have any? I heard no. So if some of you are looking for an answer, no. I heard not the right time. I heard that too, because I'm seeing time. I also heard though, we don't have an M, but I for some reason, because I heard, this is what I heard, no time like the present, but I don't see an M. So it just activated that. So I thought I would say it out loud. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and go on to numbers. I'm always, oh hun. Some of you have like, you call people like cute little pet names. I heard that as well. I heard day. Like, tomorrow's another day. Kind of heard that too. We have 82. We have 30. We have an 11. Spirits and reading. We have 2 and a 3. We have an 88. So if spirit is in the reading, right? Because we had the 11, then I always see an 11 and then an 8. This is about movement. We did have the 8 and 2. So this, for some of you, this is literally like making a commitment to somebody, thinking about the future, talking about the future, letting go of somebody that is no longer going to be your future, so that you can move forward with this new future. Okay, so then I saw 14, 23, and 30 here. Sorry, I got distracted by all the cards. So honestly, toward the end of the week, that's when you guys can progress and move forward with whatever it is you guys want to move forward with. I feel like some of you are just very self-conscious. Like, because we have the 6 here, some of you may be thinking about weight loss goals, goals that you want to do to like improve your health. Some of you may have like health issues coming up because of weight. I don't know why I'm seeing that. So I'm seeing like unclog, digestive issues. Definitely see that here. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching. Much love to all of you, and just go out there and be the beautiful, wonderful change you guys want to see in the universe. Hi guys, this is Annette with Sun to Shine Astrology and Tarot, and welcome to Self-Care Sunday. Every Sunday I put out a video to help you prepare your energy for the week ahead. And we're going to be covering the week of February 14th, happy Valentine's Day, to February 21st. So on the 14th, Mercury in Aquarius, which is still in retrograde, is going to align with Jupiter in Aquarius. It's going to be conjunct Venus and Saturn, both in Aquarius, squaring off with Uranus and Mars, both in Taurus. On February 17th, Saturn in Aquarius is going to be in a square with Uranus in Taurus. And on the same day, the Sun in Aquarius is going to be in that critical degree of 29 degrees. We will talk more about that. Then on February 18th, the Sun enters Pisces. When the Sun enters Pisces, it's going to be in a square with Mars in Aquarius. Then on the 20th of February, Mercury in Aquarius will go direct. Yay! Now, it doesn't mean that as soon as it goes direct, it's like, whoo, everything is better. No, it takes a teeny bit for it to speed up before we get that full feeling of that Mercury, our mind, going direct with progressive energy. So I was laying in bed this morning and I got this download. And the question that Spirit asked me was, what inspires you? What creates inspiration? And it was a tough question because the physical realm is a bleak and kind of awful place right now, filled with a lot of hopeless things. And so it can be very hard to find the magic in every day. But Spirit was asking you, how can you make sure that you find magic in every day? Where are you hopeful? And where are you currently hopeless? And if you feel like you're pretty hopeless, then you will fall into a lot of the squares that we are going to be having this week. The squares are going to be just all week long. Mars in Taurus is going to be in a square with the Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter, all sitting in Aquarius. So we may be a little bit pessimistic about the future. We may feel like it's just strange and weird, and, you know, it just feels a little chaotic, and so it doesn't feel like it's going in any one direction, and that's frustrating for many. You guys picked the Chariot card, and the Chariot card is, she is intuitively guided and connected to these two horses, and if she's in complete control, they're going in one direction, and there's movement and momentum to be felt because it's a 7. And so normally, if our mind and our intuition are engaged and we've, dove a little deep and found those answers that we were seeking, then we can create some momentum and we can push forward with both our light and our dark side. When the Sun goes into Aquarius, there's a duality that can be felt. And that duality is both the light and the dark of any situation. And it can be very hard not to get consumed by more than one energy, meaning Light, too much light would be idyllic, and too much dark would be pessimistic, right? And would be it would be hard to be excited about the future. And so I feel like for you, there's a little bit of duality between this light and dark world that you're living in. Sometimes if we're oversaturated with reality, it can look pessimistic, and sometimes we tend to be a little bit more idyllic, and so we can be overly optimistic when we need to tend to things realistically. So let's take a look at your guys' energy here. You guys got the peacock. Peacock is air energy. That is Aquarian energy as well. And so for some of you, there's this need to see things in a new way. So I feel like for some of you, you walk up to a peacock and then they open up their tail and they fan out that tail and they do that dance to get attention. And all of a sudden, something that you thought was one way catches your attention and turns into a completely different thing. So it's very showy energy. So some of you may be distracted by the show, I'm hearing. Let's see here. Your guys' tea for the week is going to be about happiness. Some of you are searching for the sun in a situation. You might be very influenced by the sun this week, that transition in energy. That's why you might be feeling a little bit more on the dualistic side. Some of you guys, it does look like you're a little bit more on the hopeful side because of the peacock and the happiness that you seek. Heart, deep love, affection, and caring. Well, if you want to know the best way to find beauty and fulfillment and happiness, it is through the heart, right? We have funnel, a period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Well, I think self-control, not getting caught up in the show. I keep hearing about the show, like a showman, a trickster, like somebody who says one thing and does something different. Just be careful about steering yourself in the wrong directions, following the wrong leader. I'm hearing we have axe forces working against you. Now this is, and when I'm saying forces, I'm seeing it's a heart-based thing. So some of you guys may be very driven by something that is associated with your heart and you're very idyllic, but keep your eyes open. This peacock suggests they're putting on a show. So I don't know. And then it just says woman, dealings or a relationship with a woman. Woman does not have to be a woman. It could be somebody who has feminine energy, a lot of feminine energy. You have to be very mindful of. You guys got spiritual partnerships. So the first pile got partnerships and like parenting. They had a 63. You guys have 27. A spiritual partnership means that you guys are drawn together because you guys are inspired by the same things. And a spiritual partnership could literally be you and spirit in partnership right now. I'm also thinking of like somebody who is guiding you that doesn't live the life that they spiritually teach. Like I'm hearing that a lot. Like, I don't know, like there's an illusion, like they created an illusion around them. Weird. Oh my gosh, is that an intense card? This is soul cards too. Jeez Louise. This is searching for answers to me. Rhetoric and listening to too much negativity. If you see up there, oh, it's like pessimistic. This feels like a pessimism. I don't know what that creaky sound is. Sorry about that. God, I'm also hearing like somebody is like talking so much crap right now. Like they're just, I don't know. This is a very negative person. They spin you up. They spun you up about something. And, you know, it can, this peacock, it's something about them that spins you up. You have moved forward. Ooh, and you have Neptune here. Neptune energy. creating an illusion. Okay, money. Discover the source of your true power. Okay. I'm also hearing be mindful of people, ways you're investing, things you're investing in. Don't get consumed by like somebody saying, oh, this is a great deal and you got it. You're feeling pressured to buy something, peacocking, you know, like they're putting on a show about how great this item is or this product is, and they're really trying to sell you something here. Okay, it says, let your personality shine. You have something no one else has that makes you who you are. Stop comparing yourself to others and allow your uniqueness to shine through. Okay, it could be that you are looking at somebody on an idyllic level, like you, and you're wanting to be like them. They have the money and the resources and all the things that you want. And so I feel like you're very, like it's dimming your light. Like I feel like you're idealizing them, and they're just be mindful of the internet. It is a place where showmen love to dwell, where the fakeness of people, they try to get you to believe in the illusion of their life when in fact their life isn't what it is. And so don't get caught up and go down the wrong course because somebody is putting on a really great show right now. You know what I'm saying? You guys have change. You guys are going through a big change. This is the year of change. And this shows a shedding of skin. And then you guys had the peacock here. Some of you may be going through a physical transformation at this time. Like some of you may be, I just heard that, like some of you guys are doing research on how to be a little bit more idyllic. And you think if you look a certain way, or if you act a certain way, or if you have a certain lifestyle, you may be happy. You know what I mean? Like you may get what your heart desires. Okay, so what do you need to let go of? Because as we go into the Ghost Tarot, we're releasing something. I always look at the Sun in Aquarius as the culmination of a year, actually. And then when we go into the Aries Sun, that is the beginning of the year for me. So you guys are culminating the Seven of Cups here. You guys feel like you get easily distracted off of lots of things. Emotionally, you get kind of sparkled by a lot, I'm feeling. And that can easily happen, of course, too, when we go into Pisces season. We can get distracted by lots of things, and it can really steer our chariot in many things, but you never get anything done doing that, by getting sparkled by this and sparkled by that. You know what I mean? So in the past, you may have had a problem with directing that chariot in one specific direction for a long period of time. So you're trying to let go of that. And the way that you do that is through the Sage's energy. So you did get the 7 here. You've got the Sage's energy. And you are experiencing this transformation and this change right here. So the Sage's energy is somebody who studies and pursues something for a long time. They really dive into all of the resources, and then they make a decision, and they gain more and more knowledge, and then they can become teachers in that specific area. This is something that you are a little bit shallow or you look at things surface level, and you need to dive deeper to get past this peacock's energy here and this rhetoric, you know, like I'm seeing like the 7 of Cups energy here, and this all this energy right here of just this. It can be very distracting. The physical realm can be very, very, very distracting, and it can be very difficult because it says there are forces that are working against you. Some of you may be on the side of Piscean energy that makes you feel a little bit crazy. Like it feels chaotic. It feels like there are so many things pulling at you, that it's hard to direct your attention onto one thing. But I feel like when the Sage's energy is sitting in here, you guys know this about you, and you guys have been working on this, and you're shedding that part of your life. You're shedding that skin, that superficiality that you guys tend to get consumed in. Like this materialism, I see materialism here. Used to be a really big problem for you, or you're trying to pull yourself away from being that way. You guys have Cancer energy, and this is Cancer energy. So this is home and family, but this is also just somebody who is very into like the ebb and flow. So your guys' ebb and flow may be something that distracts you. Something you may get consumed by, oh my gosh, that looks wonderful. So you go research a teeny bit of that, and oh, this looks great. And you're emotionally drawn to that. So, oh, let's research that. But you never dive deep enough to really understand what you want. And that used to be a problem for you. So this Cancer energy is saying that to pay attention to your intuition, because your intuition is going to tell you where you really need to focus the Sage's energy. You have the Sun here, so we are experiencing, and you had this move forward. Toward the end of the week, it will be easier for us to move forward because the Sun will move into Piscean energy. We will reach that conclusion, and then we will also have Mercury go direct in Aquarius, which is progressive energy. We have, it looks like, okay, so the 9 here. So the 9th house is, again, the Sage's energy. You're being told, and with 2, is to dive a little bit deeper into people. I'm seeing 2 as like people that you mix with, people that you talk with, people that you are very bound to. Be very mindful of the 2's energy. That's a coupling energy. That's somebody you spend a lot of time with. Don't get so distracted by their outward appearance or something like that. That's what I'm hearing. So I'm going to stick to what I did in the first reading, which was not the order I usually go in, but let's see here. Okay, let's do charms. Okay, let's see what we got. We have Rapunzel, hair. Again, that's superficiality to me. I think of the peacock in the feathers and the hair and money. I'm just seeing shallow, very, very shallow behavior here. Or you're really consumed with something externally as if that defines you in some way. So if you are feeling like you have a physical limitation and you idealize what somebody else looks like or they have, don't get consumed by that, because it's all about what's inside that counts and the depth of you. You guys have a little coffee cup here. And for some of you, you guys need a little caffeine boost. I'm also feeling like energy, like the energy you get from a cup of coffee. But this could also just be lots of sugary coffees. Be mindful of your sugary coffees, guys. But I also need caffeine. Believe it or not, helps me focus. And so for some of it, it's like if I'm really diving deep into my studies, I need caffeine in order to keep my mind from getting easily distracted. I don't know if some of you guys are like that, but sometimes a stimulant can help you stay awake. I feel like some of you, maybe some of you have some studying to do. Maybe some of you have a lot of late night, you're working really hard on something. And so I'm feeling like you guys are really, really pushing for something. You guys have slightly bitter here. I heard make lemonade out of lemons, and that means if there is something about you that you do not feel is ideal, it's something that stands out. Like what stands out about the peacock is when they reveal their beautiful feathers and their colors. They're very vibrant colors. So there's something vibrant and different about you, and you need to embrace that. You have the feather here, that's air-based energy. We are also getting liftoff after this week. We're getting to create some air and some momentum in our life, and this movement I'm seeing from these horses. We're getting a boost. And we just have to be patient because this week is the transition of energy, and it feels a little off-putting, but we do get to move past that. I also saw with the jellyfish just like stinging, like a stinger type energy, something really stung. Oh, well, okay, fine, if you really want to come out, but I never do that because I don't like doing that to my cards. But hold on, let me. Okay. We'll just do 2 piles, okay? Ooh. Dang, what the? Okay, so this is the beginning of the week. We have strength, midweek, and end of week. Let's make sure those are all in the shot. You can see them, yes. So for one thing, and I saw this here too, it takes a lot of strength to focus. So I did see the coffee. I saw the sage. You guys have to really, really focus on something. And it says lessons to be learned. We've had the sage here. You guys need to dive deep for some answers. This is a time where you can find some answers to your questions. Answers to the way that you need to change something in your life. Something you need to shed. I'm seeing here. I do feel like sometimes we avoid places in our lives emotionally. So some of you guys might be people that when there's a lot of tough thoughts or the rhetoric, or there's a lot, your mind gets very busy and very noisy. I feel like it pulls you into these darker mindsets. You dip into these emotional places where you kind of get in the have-not energy. I'm just feeling so much like some of you are a little bit pessimistic about the future. I do think that detaching and just knowing that we are going to be moving forward, it's been a long pause, and that's hard for you. You like a lot of momentum, and you get really bored and you get pessimistic when you have too much downtime. Your thoughts get really noisy, and your emotions there seems to be a little bit of instability emotionally. You do a lot of things to distract yourself from the way that you're feeling. I do see that. So let's see here. What? So I immediately saw cape. And I saw cake. But I immediately saw that and cake. So a cape is feeling like you want to hide. I'm feeling like some of you guys, appearance level, some of you guys are wanting to make some changes about yourself that you simply don't like, and I think you compare yourself to others, and that cape feeling to me is like wanting to hide certain things about yourself. Cake is, to me, either some of you really like to bake, or I'm feeling like, I don't know, I feel like a mirage. You know, like you like to create a mirage, or like I said, some of you guys are kind of idealizing people that create mirages online. But I'm also thinking with the cape and the mirage, I'm kind of feeling like you're not very accepting of something about yourself. I see home right away. You guys are wanting to stay home, kind of like, it's almost like you're in shelter in place kind of vibes. That's what I heard. Yeah. You guys are on a ride with your bad selves right now. Look at that. You know what it felt like? It felt like you were not in control of the direction that everything was going in. That's what I heard. You feel like you're on somebody else's ride. Like you're not steering this. It's like you're the passenger, but you're not the one that's directing the chariot. Wig. Can you see that? Okay, I just want to make sure. I don't know what you can see. See, I'm feeling like some of you do a great deal to hide who you are. Like, very much who you are. Like, you guys really put on a facade, or somebody you know puts on a facade. I mean, they hide everything about themselves they don't like. I see somebody with like not perfect hair wearing a wig. I see somebody with not a perfect life creating a massage online, a mirage online, a massage online. Don't you wish? I see some of you a cape hiding the way that your body looks. We get in weird energy when we go through a transition. And energy, we just get hypersensitive, hypercritical. We get a little bit of you become a hypochondriac. You pick at little things because Piscean energy is in a square with Uranus and Taurus. So you could be comparing yourself or comparing your situation or comparing your happiness or comparing something to everybody else. But it's definitely something that you're like looking at somebody else's life, wishing you had that life. I heard, I'm not going to spell it, but I heard really a derogatory word, stereotyping. So some of you really buy into those labels and those terms that people yell out when they're intimidated by your lifestyle, or you look a little different, or they notice where you're unique and they say negative things. Yeah, I hear that so much. Oh, goodness. We're going to move from this spot. So this is a tough energy, but we're going to move from this spot, and I just want you guys to find the magic in where you are. The fact that you are the co-creator of your life, and the fact that you can create magic in everything. Something that is so different about you, maybe something that somebody wishes that they could be like, more authentically like. This is something you're trying to gain acceptance, not only internally, but externally as well. I'm hearing very much so. It's a pack. Some of you guys might be packing up things that no longer like fit you, who you really are. I hear some of you may be packing and leaving a situation. Yeah, because you've got this like heavy duty, like 5 of Cups, 9 of Swords. We had this 7 of Cups here. I see packing up like things that remind you of like a person or a situation. So we have 49, 36, 12, 30, 26, 24, 79, and 7. So immediately 7s always jump out to me because it's in your number, but you also have 2s in here. A 7 and a 9 is a culmination. So you may be diving deep into something that you have to let go of. It's something that you're really, there's an obstacle in your life that holds you back, and it's in your mind. Like, you get really spun up really easy about this place that you're sensitive about. I'm also hearing like you really, because of all these 2s, I'm hearing that you listen to a lot of other people. Like the rhetoric that people say or what people say, like you identify with. Like if somebody says something negative about you, like you tend to believe that. It's very weird. And I'm like conversations, like what people say is really, really distracting to you. I just feel like it's some time to like get past that. So the Sage is also going to somebody who is a counselor, somebody who is able to help you explore different ways of thinking. It's for some of you too, that's just diving a little deeper in and answering your own questions. But for some of you may need to seek help to get you kind of out of this rut of being bitter and pessimistic and, you know, consumed with the external. Like this is a very external reading. Like I see somebody who's like, you really like with these 2s, it's like looking at other people and idealizing them. And then like looking in the mirror and not being okay with yourself for some reason. Now we're going to move past all this energy. It's just transitionary energy. Don't get caught up in it. Because if this is something that you're super sensitive and you can't let go of and you can't get past, then it's worth that being spotlighted. Because what happens when the sun moves into a different energy is it spotlights something else. And so for some of you, this could be something externally is just really bugging you. And if you are hearing a lot of criticism, or the conversations that you're having with others is making you feel some kind of way, or if you're thinking, well, if only I'm like this, then this would happen. These are powerful conversations because it's an obstacle in your thinking, and then it's something that you need to kind of dive deeper in and figure out why you are restricted by this way of thinking. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching. Much love to all of you, and just go out there and be the beautiful and wonderful change you guys want to see in the universe. Hi guys, this is Annette with Sun to Shine Astrology and Tarot, and welcome to Self-Care Sunday. Every Sunday I put out a video to help you prepare your energy for the week ahead. We are going to be covering the week of the 14th through the 21st. So on the 14th, which is Happy Valentine's Day, Mercury in Aquarius, which is in retrograde, is going to align with Jupiter in Aquarius. It is going to be conjunct Venus in Aquarius, conjunct Saturn in Aquarius, squaring Uranus and Mars in Taurus. Then on February 17th, Saturn in Aquarius is going to be in an exact square with Uranus and Taurus. At the same time, the Sun in Aquarius is going to be in 29 degrees, this very critical degree. Then on the 18th of February, the Sun will enter Pisces. And then on February 20th, Mercury in Aquarius goes direct. Yay! So I was resting this morning and I kind of got this download from Spirit. And the question that Spirit asked me was, what gives you inspiration right now? And I'd struggled because I couldn't find the answer to that, because the physical realm was such a hot mess. And I just couldn't answer that because I didn't feel very inspired by the way that the world is, the direction that everything is going in. And so the next question that Spirit asked was, how do you find magic in every day? What is magical for you right now? And then I kind of looked outside and it was snowing, and I thought, I love the way that nature just paints a canvas in a different way. So I just looked outside and I saw that everything was beautiful. Even though the physical realm was a hot mess, there were parts of the physical realm that were truly stunning at that moment. And then I asked myself, am I hopeful or am I hopeless about the future? And honestly, I couldn't answer that. So I feel like as the sun moves into Pisces, and as Mercury in Aquarius goes direct, I feel like we get more of those questions answered, but it is just something that I got a download about that I thought I would ask you guys. Because this week we do have Neptune in Pisces, sextiling Pluto in Capricorn, sextiling Mars in Taurus still, and then we have Mars in Taurus squaring the Sun, Mercury, which is retrograde, turning direct, and then Venus and Jupiter all in Aquarius. You guys chose pile number 4, and that's the Emperor's energy. And the Emperor's energy in this card is strength. That's what stands out to me as being strong right now. When you are an Emperor, you are focused and you are determined and you persevere no matter what. And it is all about the end game for you, because power is really, really important. Now, what we find power in and how we empower ourselves are two different things, because you have to have a certain level of confidence to be the lion, right? You're the king of the jungle. You know it, but do you abuse that power, or do you take that power and use it for good? And this also has a lot to do with self-control. There's that beast within. Are you taming that beast within? Is it under control, or has the beast overran your life? we can ask those questions when we have this Emperor's card. But for the most part, this is also just, you may be very, very caught up and influenced by the external chaos of the world. Because when the sun is in Aquarius and it's in this critical degrees of 29 degrees before it goes into Pisces, there is something that is off and strange and different and weird about this world right now. And for you, how in control of all of that are you? Do you feel like you have power over your external world, or is your physical world chaotic and you are feeling a little powerless? So you guys have the Deer's energy, and that is earth-based energy. And the Deer's energy is all about being very, very instinctual and purposeful and calm and waiting for right timing. So this suggests to me that there is this part of you, there's two parts of you. This is just fierce lion that likes a lot of movement and forward energy, but you always look for that right timing and you're patient for it. This Deer's energy is saying, be patient. If intuitively you don't feel like this is the right time to do something about the situation in your physical realm, get something under control, rebuild, restructure, reorganize, get something, have power over something in your physical realm, the Deer spirit is telling you, just wait. You will know when it's the right time. Okay, so your guys' tea for the week is marriage. Now, to me, marriage is commitment. It is people that you are emotionally bound to in some way, that you feel responsible for. Marriage to me is not always that classical representation of, I've got a ring on my finger and I was married in a church. That isn't always what it recommends that it is for me. Marriage is a commitment to something or somebody. It is something that you have decided to have in your life for a very long time, or someone. Marriage is also that legal bond, right? So something that is contractual as well. We have man here, dealings or relationship with a man. And I honestly just saw that some of you maybe wishing, or kind of, you wish that you had a man. There's a lot of this is a masculine energy. This is a feminine energy. So there's some energy to balance out either your extremely masculine base, or this could be balancing out that feminine desire of connection and wanting somebody in your life and going through life with somebody, as well as, being a little bit more independent. We have Bull here. There's plenty of material things. Okay, we have Claw. Be careful. Do not take risks. And that's what your Deer spirit is telling you, by the way. Younger man, dealing or relationships with a younger man. So some of you have, it could be either like some sort of dynamic between like a significant other and a young boy or a boy in your life, or for some of you, multiple people, multiple masculine energies may be coming up for you. There may be many options. You may have many suitors as well. And it doesn't mean that, hey, well, if I'm a man and I've got these men in my reading, I'm attracted to the opposite sex. This could just really honestly mean that you have some people in your life, some male figures in your life that you actually kind of hang out with, that influence you on a daily basis, or you watch somebody or follow somebody that is a masculine energy. So your number for this week is 5, and that's change. We are in the week of change. I'm also seeing very responsible leadership role. I'm seeing a leadership role too. So some of you may be overseeing other people. Men may be involved in that. But there's a change needed. I'm just going to do this early because I'm super curious. So you have Jupiter, which is in Aquarius. We have Gemini, North Node, and we have the 3rd house, which is communication. And Gemini energy is communication, and we have Aquarius moving forward. So this is definitely about your circles. It could be your circles of friends. You might be the leader of that circle of friends. I'm kind of hearing as well. Okay, you guys have the soul cards. This is soul cards 2. I'm definitely seeing a masculine energy in this one. I am also seeing you are very regal. Like, look, these are two like leadership cards to me. They definitely stand out. You're definitely a masculine based energy. Like, you tend to take the lead in things. Decisions. Yeah, that's contemplation right there. This is like also like going in an office and sitting there and thinking about things. I kind of see that as well. But decisions. And we're getting into the energy of and using your intuition to make a decision. And it could just be about whether or not you want to make a commitment to something that's legal and binding. We have box, reveal your secret power. It really is asking you to take the lead. That's for sure. It says don't take a risk, but take the lead. So it's not like being foolhardy. It's being precise with a deer spirit here. It says looking at the underbelly, be sure that you are using your time to be the best possible manner, in the best possible manner, excuse me. You might consider taking time to organize yourself, or perhaps a project you are working on could use some fine-tuning. So maybe the decision that you guys are making, how you want to kind of lead this, how when others are coming to you, you have something definitely on your mind that you are kind of working with. Reveal your secret power, though. I feel like your secret power has a lot to do with this highly instinctual energy. You may be a person that is very connected to transitions in energy, and so you may feel like you need to dive a little deeper with something because you're being guided to kind of spirit wise. And so some of you who are normally very external, action oriented and masculine with your energy may find this very feminine energy inside of you kind of brewing, and it may make you kind of in the feels about your decisions. You have wisdom. Oh, I just think of so I'm also thinking of maturity here. I'm feeling like some of you may be guides for others or maybe guiding others. Some of you, if you notice, she's blind and she's just very intuitive. She's going off of pure instinct and wisdom and patience. You need to be patient about something. That's very clear in your reading. It's something that you want to reveal. Some of you might have a project that you are working on and you want to wait to reveal it to people right now because you've got something more to add to that situation. Like I'm thinking of don't be too hasty with revealing something. Like, and it could be just your feelings, like hold out a little bit more before you make that commitment to whatever that is. And it could just be, you want to reveal it in the right way. So I was trying to think of what do you guys need to leave behind? Because for me, I always think of the new year as being when the sun goes into Aries. So the sun is going into Pisces right now, which means we're concluding 2020, if that makes any kind of sense to you. But it's always the conclusion of something. And I'm seeing here, you guys, we have the Ghost Tarot. So something that you guys may deal with in Pisces season is the way you shine in a certain way. And I'm looking at the fact that you have the Emperor's energy. It's Leo-based energy. This is also a very Leo-based energy. The Sun card. And revealing. Something is hidden from view. You're working behind the scenes. You're kind of, I don't know, everything feels very secretive right now. Like you're working on something that is deeply personal to you, and it's something that I think you're wanting to build, like something you want to create, I feel. You guys have the tree spirit here. So it's something that is going to take some time, for one. I feel like this, I keep going back to this Deer's energy because earth-based energy, earth-based pursuits, the physical realm's pursuits take time. They have to be built on firm and strong foundations. And because we have this beautiful sextile with Neptune and Pisces, we've got the sun moving into Pisces energy. This could be something that you're super excited about. You're building it. Something is growing. You want to make something grow. And it could just be, for some of you, it could be very heart-based. Like some of you are feeling, some of you honestly could be getting into a relationship with another, like with a younger man or an older man. And, you know, you're very excited about this part of you, like being very attracted to a masculine energy, and you guys could be working on cultivating something. This is just kind of really beautiful, I'm not gonna lie. Like some of you have a lot of, I feel like a lot of secrets. And this power, this secret power that some of you might have, you may be just trying to understand it. You may be trying to understand this in totality. Like if you were projecting this long term, some of you just are a little uneasy about it. So let's, because we have the Gemini energy in the dice, so we have the North Node in Gemini. And so I'm just very, we're going north with something. There's some duality about it, though. You haven't quite worked out. Oh my gosh, we got the U.S. Marshals again. This to me, God, I think something might come up with like the police department or the Capitol Police or something with like the legal system, something coming up with contracts. Like there's a legal consequence, and it's like an arrest. I see also like, I see a legal consequence, like a consequence to something that happened to somebody. Charges, like legal charges, some police assistance, something like that. We got this again too. This was in pile number 1, and I really kind of dug around in there. This is to unclog your energy. When I think about this, so we have Mercury, which is in Aquarius. It goes direct on the 20th toward the end of the week. So you have to understand, we've been clogged up. Our progressive energy is all clogged up. We couldn't move forward. We couldn't like progress with this. There was a lot of deeply internal stuff we had to work out before we could start to rebuild. I see that as well. Take those actions. This masculine energy may be something that as you were, you know, when you were young and as you're older, you're still trying to perfect something about you. And this to me is like a deeply internal process, but it's something that you're frustrated. You want to take action, but we've been clogged up. We haven't been allowed to move forward because Mercury was in retrograde. Cat. So we have very instinctual, intuitive creatures. We have the deer, we have the owl, and we have the cat, and we have, you know, fish. And if you look at that, it looks like a shark, or is it a whale? I'm trying to see. That looks like a whale. I'm pretty sure. Whales do everything instinctually, and they run in the same patterns, and they have the same paths they choose. But I'm just thinking about, well, for one thing, I am thinking you are doing something, you're changing something, you're rebuilding something, you're trying to progress something because you're deeply guided. You feel very intuitive. Oh, I love you. Gosh, sorry, it almost slipped off my hand. Because you have marriage, you have this man. Some of you, I'm not gonna lie, same-sex couples are bomb here because I'm just seeing like, and we have infinity, which is the lion spirit. I feel like some of you used to have a secret, like maybe some of you have a secret crush, or some of you really are attracted to somebody. Some of you might think about revealing your feelings. I love this little pendant. I know it has a Catholic connotation, but for me, it has more of a tarot connotation, and that is the Three of Swords. So some of you have been hurt. Some of you have felt very much the pain of the heart. You may be a little scared. If some of you are wanting to make a commitment, some of you are a little bit scared about moving forward. You feel like it's too risky. You're still like holding back a little bit. I feel like for some of you, matters of the heart have always been difficult. That's why you keep them all bottled up, because you keep them close to you, because you can be hurt so deeply, because you're so passionate. You're so driven in this your heart-based endeavors. It's hard for you to be naked and reveal yourself to people. You have the little fox spirit here. Again, very intuitive. A very, very intuitive little creature. Pauses and waits for the right timing. I just see of that fox like hearing something in the snow, under the snow, and just waiting and waiting and waiting, and then plunging deep to get that right resource. So I feel like for some of you, you're tricking people into believing that you're at one spot when you're actually not. You're deeply intuitively guided in a different way, but you're just waiting for that right timing. We have M here. And M to me, I heard me. That's what I heard. This is a really intense, I have a really intense feeling that you are really pondering something. And the decision that you are making feels very important to your future because the Five of Change. So let's see here. Let's see what we got for... You guys are making... Oh, you know what I didn't do? I always do this. What does the Light Seers deck have to say about this situation? I'm also feeling like passion, like an animal desire kind of about something. And it could be just you're very excited about the forward energy. Oh, see, we got the Three of Swords. Icky, icky, stinky. We got the Five of Cups again. We got that in pile number 2. And we got the Ace of Pentacles. I'm happy to see the Ace of Pentacles. And I believe that comes up because as we get to the end of the week, a lot of things kind of kick into gear. What's frustrating sometimes is when we have to pause. I'm going to put these over here and then we're just going to talk about the beginning, mid, and end of the week. Let me move these. Okay. Let's see if you can see these. Oh, not perfect. Is that better? Yes. So I did see the Three of Swords. You guys are a little protective of your heart. Anything that you pour your heart into, it feels like revealing the underbelly to you. You're very, externally, you're very strong, but internally, I feel like you're just a purring little kitty cat. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easy for you to purr, so you just put on this big, strong front, but I don't think your heart has been through it, and I feel like you're just a little apprehensive in this light. So you try to, I feel like the way that you used to go through life was to be overprotective of yourself, stay out of the limelight, lay low kind of thing, to like avoid any kind of attention because you couldn't go through any more heartbreak. Five of Cups energy toward midweek. We do have an intense energy. When we go through a transition in energy, it's always that final question, that hard question, that 29 degrees. And that question, because the sun is in Aquarius and it is squaring off with Mars in Aquarius, it's really asking you those tough questions about what do you really want? And I'm telling you right now, your heart is a big part of should be a big part of your discussion. I feel like a lot of you avoid heart-based things. You're very focused on the physical realm. And I think where your secret power is in that loving heart of yours that you keep pretty protected. So you get really emotional this week because as the sun moves into Pisces and starts to crack open those hard, deep questions about, your underbelly here, maybe where your true magic lies and why you can't quite manifest the life you want is because you avoid this heart-based area, something that you have kind of convinced yourself that you don't deserve anymore. Because you kind of are pessimistic, to be honest. But by the end of the week, the Ace of Pentacles comes into play and it's planting those seeds and asking you, where do you find magic? What do you want to manifest? What do you want to create? What makes you feel hopeful? You'll get more of those questions about the physical realm, right? Okay. So let's take a look at our letters here. You guys have such a big heart. Like, I'm just feeling you on such a deep level. Like, you guys go deep. And I saw this right away, so I'm just going to put it out there. So we saw deal and marriage. So these are and contractual, and I saw this legal thing. I mean, this is, some of you guys, the decision that you are making is about a deal. Now, understand, when we get into marriages, contracts, I know that many people are married to their jobs. They're married to their heart-based endeavors. I mean, marriage is a big word, and people really zero in on it like just about people. But it could be that you guys are working on a deal. I'm also seeing a deal legally, like making a deal legally. To avoid something, a penalty. You like some of you may have made a big mistake, and so you had to make a deal to kind of see. And I'm seeing plea, like a deal, a plea. God, something legal, a plea deal. Like there's a legal conversation going on for many of you. I think this week is going to be like one of those weeks where there's going to be a lot of legal conversations. Because it's like almost in every reading. It's pretty weird. I'm not sure. I don't know. Oh, I saw maybe. So water-based energy. We have water here. I chose water-based cards because Piscean energy is water. And because you guys are so heart-based, I feel like where your secret powers lie, a lot is in the water energy, in the feelings and the way that you intuitively feel. I feel like some of you don't understand how much of an empath you are. That is what I see here. You want to forget something. It's hard for you because you're trying to move forward, but it's hard for you to forget something here. So, and I'm seeing this heart-based stuff here. It's hard for you to forget about a disappointing situation that happened, and it really does hold you back. But I'm also seeing that you guys want more. I feel like some of you are yearning for more. That word more is like so loud to me. And I don't know if I have this, but I'm seeing. Don't I have it? I might not have it. Oh, people. And I don't know why that looks wrong. Isn't people spelled with an O? It is not. I'm pretty sure. But I'm seeing people like in a deal and then a plea deal. Like I'm seeing a lot of people talking and having conversations about working out legal situations. Like I'm seeing, people spelled that way. Sorry. Mercury is still in retrograde, so you guys got to cut me a break. It's about getting like the deal you want, and it's like negotiating. I hear negotiations a lot too. You feel really farewell. God, there's something like you guys are hanging on. You're not letting go. It's like an ending and a conclusion, but your heart can't get on board with it. And farewell and more, like you guys weren't ready for that person or that situation to end, to leave your life, or you're not. You're saying farewell to something to get something. That's kind of what I'm hearing too. Okay, how are we doing on time? Oh, sorry, I'm trying to keep these things timely. And I saw far too, to be honest. You guys are going to be fine. I feel like you have so many worries about things, and you don't need to worry because about revealing what you deeply need and feel. Like, don't worry about that. We have 5 and 2, 6 and 3, 42 and a 1. First of all, I feel like this 1's so big because you have so much on your mind. I see this 6 and this 6 here, this 6 and this 3. So it's just conversations with others. I'm also just feeling like very partnership-y kind of vibes. Like some of you are making a decision about the relationships, the partnerships, the bonds and the unions in your life. Venus is in Aquarius. So for some of you, it is about moving forward with somebody. I feel like you're looking at this too analytically, but I feel like you should use your instincts and you should use your feelings to make this decision, to be honest with you. And I'm also seeing 4 and 4 here. And again, it's about, I don't know, it's almost like you have a hard time, like you are a loner. Like it's hard for you to join or to be a part of somebody or something with people. I feel like you guys like to do everything alone, and you're really being drawn to other people, or other people are very drawn to you. I'm also seeing with the tree resources. People are very, will give you resources to, and I'm seeing the seed and this tree. So the seed and the tree is like planting something new. It's new, it's fresh. You need to let go of what happened in the past. Like don't hold on to situations that block your sun from shining. Like you're a bright little star in the sky and lots of people are drawn to you, but you like to be behind the curtain. You like to be behind the scenes. I don't know. You don't like a lot of attention. The funny thing is you were always meant to be a star and to be the center of attention, but I don't know. It feels like you want to close the door and hide like that. It's very Heidi type feeling. I don't know why I get that. Anyhow, guys, this week is crazy. Because it feels often weird when we're transitioning from a detached Aquarius energy that hasn't been itself into the sun going into Aquarius. At the same time, Mercury is going to be moving forward with something. So we didn't get something we wanted. Something didn't go the way that we thought it would. We got veered off on a completely different path. And you just have to make the best of it and the most of it, because it's always the path that you were supposed to be diverted upon, but you just, you don't know it yet. And that will be revealed over the next year. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching. Much love to all of you. And just go out there and be the change you guys want to see in the universe.